Thank you, everybody, for coming out to the Groovy podcast. We really appreciate all our followers, all our friends. I mean, this is a beautiful thing. And we got a special guest today, Mayor Harvey from Bellwood, running for re-election, and we're going to get to some meat and bread with him. But we want to thank all our sponsors as well. And we got the Red Door Meeting Place, very nice venue, private venue, have your event there. You ain't got to worry about people walking in off the street, very much secured. So contact them about an event that you might want to have. Then we also have Rhythm and Blues Cafe, Rhythm and Blues Cafe in Forest Park. And they're doing very nice things. They're going to be having live music, and I think it's going to be something special. I was there about maybe about a week ago. I think they did a tribute to Frankie Beverly. Everybody had on all white. So we want to thank them. Stacy's Cafe got a nice menu. Bellwood, Illinois. Stop by 845 Manheim and check her out. Then we got Casa de Porras, one of the premier cigar shops in the area. Then we have The View. They do something they try to do something every night, and they had a live band with Seafood Bowl last night. That was pretty good. And then we got Violet Shy, the Black Dispensary, the Blue Note, always open for suggestions. And then we got my man Chicken Wayne Kane. Matter of fact, I think they just opened up a new spot in the old Stroger's Hospital. I think it's the Hyatt. So he just got a new spot. But anyway, let's get to the meat and bread of this situation, because we got some questions we want to talk to Mayor Harvey about, because he's running for re-election. There's a lot of things going on. But before we get into that, we got prom season. And we want everybody to be safe. Be safe in your, going back and forth to the dance or whatever the case might be, to the game. Be safe out there. Got a lot of different elements out there that we try to prevent. So just be safe is what we could say. But even since we mentioned in prom season, what about your Bears, man?
Oh, man. Everybody that know me, I'm a diehard Bears fan.
Right.
And I was so excited when we got Caleb Williams this year. I was a little disappointed that we parted ways with Justin. I wish we could have had them both here. But I'm not doing too good right now, CB. I'm not doing too good. I make it a plan to sit in front of my television every Sunday or Thursday night to watch the Bears.
There you go.
And I've been disappointed as we speak. But I think that maybe if we can get that offensive line together, maybe if we can, and I don't want to send our offensive coordinator out of here already, because I know he's new. So we want to give him an opportunity to show he can do what he was brought in here to do in Chicago. So I'm going to give him another shake. It's so ironic that you asked me that. Someone invited me to an event this Sunday, but I told him, hey, I can come to the event only if you're going to have a Bears game at the event.
Right.
So but I'm a little disappointed. But we're going to keep on supporting our Bears, man, because I love the Bears with all my heart.
There you go. And I'm a diehard Bear fan, but I'm looking at the coaches, like they coaching that Williams don't have the ability, like the way they're operating him around. Like a couple of those plays, first and goal, I thought he should have ran the ball at least once or twice.
At least once. Hey, you know what? Like I said, I'm a diehard Bears fan, and I'm not gonna rub nothing in. But man, I know Justin went on around that corner with no problem.
Listen, and salute Justin. He was here. Reverend Matthews brought him here at the Red Door to feed the people last year for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So he's gonna always be my favorite. But what happened to him? He went to my favorite team, because I'm a Steeler fan, man. I'm a Steeler, but I'm a diehard Bear fan. But I'm a Steeler fan. When they had what's the boy name? The quarterback, Gillian. Mm-hmm. He played in when
Joe Gillian?
Bradshaw got hurt.
Oh
Joe Gillian when Bradshaw got hurt.
Back.
He went 7-2, and they wouldn't let him play in the playoffs. So I was kind of hurt behind that. But anyway, Justin, good luck. Hope Caleb come on through.
I ain't no hope Caleb
And
coming through, man. I got faith in the man.
Yeah, I have faith in what you call, and they traded him. But you said something earlier. It would have been nice to have two quarterbacks like that.
It would have been nice, a 1-2 punch. You know, you never know what you're gonna get, and we can go back to the college days where they ran in different quarterbacks on different times. So it would have been nice to see that. And
Barry Switzer and all of them guys used to do that back in the day. And are you still involved with the Park District football? Well, the Spartans.
I'm still supporting the Spartans wholeheartedly, which is an interesting story because I talk about my father. My father got me involved in the Spartans way back in the 80s as a service with the Spartans, and I'm always supporting the Spartans. My little brother played for the Spartans. I am a diehard Spartans fan, and I'm going to say I'm a Spartan as well because I started playing football way back when before. I don't even want to say how long ago it was, but it was probably in the 70s, late 70s, early 80s that I played football in that program, and they're doing a tremendous job. And October 5th is their homecoming, and we will be supporting them for their homecoming parade. So, hey, everybody come on out and cheer for the Spartans on October 5th.
Okay. So now, Mayor, you're running for re-election. You have opponents that's running against you or whatever the case might be. Tell us about your past and how you've been operating. How long have you been the mayor?
It will be 8 years. I'll be going into my eighth year coming up. This is my second term, and I'm working on my third term. So I'm running for re-election for a third term for the village of Bellwood, because we want to keep on building a better Bellwood and keep on doing the things that we've been doing. We hit the ground running in Bellwood in 2017, and we haven't looked back. And we're actually changing the narrative of the village of Bellwood to the degree that we're putting Bellwood on the map, and we're going to continue to do the work that we started.
Okay, and I know on the page when I posted you, some of the citizens of Bellwood was requesting, how is their tax money being spent? What is?
Oh my gosh, that is a great question on how their tax dollars are being spent. If you drive through Bellwood, you will see that our streets are freshly paved, because one thing we don't want. No one wants their cars tore up by potholes and things of that nature. So we
got a lot of that in Chicago, man. They didn't shut them down
too much.
Yep.
So we're making sure all our roads are being resurfaced, so it improves and keeps up the property value in our community. Also, as our residents will know, we got economic development everywhere. Everywhere. It is a key to me that we continue the growth of our village. So we have what people don't know. We've bought some old properties in the village of Bellwood, abandoned buildings and vacant lots, because coming from Chicago way back in the 60s, there's vacant lots in Chicago that's been vacant since the King riots in 1968 and are still vacant to this day. So one of my pet peeves is vacant property. So our tax dollars, we're buying properties and we're building new homes in Bellwood. We're on 25, 26, our 25th, 26th home that we're building in Bellwood. And to buy those properties and build new homes in our communities, it keeps our
single family homes,
keeps your property value increasing, because no one wants to have a vacant property next to them or a vacant lot. So we continue to buy homes with our tax dollars to continue to increase the property value in our communities. Also, we are investing in others for economic development. One of the biggest things that we are doing right now that has been on my radar for the last 20 years is, if you've noticed St. Charles Road, St. Charles Road used to be abandoned buildings, an old village hall, and things of that nature. We purchased all those properties and we have torn them down. And now we are building a downtown Bellwood starting on 27th and St. Charles. And we're going to move our way all the way down to 22nd and St. Charles. So we are building two sister buildings, apartment buildings, right across from each other, with commercial on the bottom and 71 units on the top.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and this is is changing our narrative, because most great villages have a downtown. I was in Naperville today, and the downtown Naperville is just
It stands out.
it does a
It
sight to
stands
see.
out.
Even Forest Park, other communities, Elmhurst, a good community, a great community, I believe, starts with the downtown. So we're bringing back downtown Bellwood. I've been in Bellwood so long, I remember where downtown Bellwood was, and it was not as it was a vibrant area back in the 70s, but that is gone. So now we're gonna change the narrative and we're gonna move into the 21st century in our downtown Bellwood.
Yeah, hey man, listen. I do a walk and I use Washington. Am I correct to say that y'all got a pond behind? Am I correct to say y'all got a pond and people are fishing out there?
Yeah, if you go to Memorial Park District, they
Okay.
just had their fishing derby last week,
Okay.
and the park district, which we are work very well with Mark Flores, who's the director of the park districts, Memorial Park districts. Every year they fill the pond up with fish, and they have a fishing derby. So it's good to have our young people come out and learn how to fish. We just had District 88 that was participating in the fishing derby last week to come out and learn how to fish. It's ironic. I had a young man in my office, and I call him young. He was 70, I think 76 years old, and he told me he's a professional fisher, and he spent time at Memorial Park fishing, and that's his pastime. And it should be
It's peaceful, man.
it's so peaceful.
It's peaceful. You sit out there and just wait till the fish bite, and you just looking at the line, and you're not thinking about no craziness out
That's
here in
right.
this
That's
world and
right.
all of that. My dad used to take me when I was a young kid, and he had a fishing pole called a Zepco 33.
Mhm.
So that's what I fished with when I went as an adult, but I haven't been in a long, long time. But I'm looking at that pond, and I see all these people around. I said, man, now the reservoir
The,
is it completed?
what it is, it's called a detention pond. So the detention pond itself, the detention pond is complete, but the water reclamation district is continuing to do channel improvements on the creek. So if you're driving down St. Charles and you get to the creek and you look to the left, you'll see that they're down there doing construction. If you're on Harrison Street, it's blocked off because they're doing construction
Yeah.
on the pond, because what they wanted to do, or what they're doing, is they're widening the pond. They're cleaning the pond out, and they're building new retaining walls in the pond. So when the water actually comes down the creek, it flows smoothly and not get caught up and hung up in trees and brush and things of that nature. So lastly, about the detention pond, what's so unique is the detention. What people don't know is that our stormwater goes into the creek, and when the creek rises up to a certain level, if there's no place for the water to go, that's when it backs up and floods. So what the detention pond will do is, when the water rises to a level, it'll kick on a pump, and the pump will pump water out of the creek into the detention pond, and the detention pond will hold the water. And when the event stops and the water goes down, the detention pond will kick back on and reverse the water and pump it back into the creek to continue to flow downstream to assist in preventing flooding in our communities.
I appreciate that, man, because I didn't know how it operated. I didn't know, and for you to explain it to us in detail. So when is the election
Well,
for you guys?
for the municipal election is going to be on April 1st, and we have a fantastic team that is running for a re-election. But we also have a new clerk that is running with us. Jackie Haggard is running as the clerk in the village of Bellwood, and she's been in the village of Bellwood well over 20 years. A phenomenal young lady who actually worked with Karen Yarborough, the clerk, for years, and just a tremendous asset to have on our team. She used to own a business, all state business, own I think a club in the city, and just a wealth of knowledge that we are going to be so happy to have
Okay.
a
And who
new
else is
member
on
part
your
of our
ticket?
team. So on our ticket, it would be me as the mayor of the village of Bellwood. Jackie Haggard will be our clerk. We will have Trustee Chavatone is one of our trustees, Trustee Nightingale, and Trustee Annie Delgado. And if you look at our ticket, we are a very diverse ticket in which it shows what our community is, a very diverse community in the village of Bellwood. And we want to make sure we have diversity on our ticket.
And I understand that you got a few projects. You're supposed to be doing a diner.
Oh yeah, man! This diner is going to be tremendous as well. So at the corner of 25th and Madison, we're going to have a diner there. It's going to be called Bell's Diner. The young man's working on it right now. It's going to serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm a big breakfast person, so we're definitely gonna have breakfast there, and we're gonna be meeting there like in the old days, because you a Maywood resident, like in the old days when we went to the snack shop.
Yes, sir.
On 19th and St. Charles.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna have similar to that old school where we can come together and fellowship and hang out and actually have a great meal.
Yeah.
So we're looking
Shout
forward
out
to
to
that.
Clarence, man. That
Yes.
was the spot.
Yes, sir.
And, I mean, they came from all over just to get a steak sandwich.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Egg breakfast.
Yes,
His
sir.
little son took over. Now his son is doing well in the music game.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm proud to.
Little Clarence is the man. I look back at the times I spent at the snack shop with Clarence, little Clarence Jr. running around, riding his tricycle and things of that nature. And for him to grow up to the man that he is today and actually stay in our community. And he's a music teacher at Roosevelt Middle School.
Oh, okay.
So or Thurgood Marshall. I think Roosevelt Middle School and Thurgood Marshall. I think he's the band director within our community. So it's just he's tremendous. And if you don't know, he actually plays at the Taste of Bill with Conquest the band. Plays at the Taste of Bill with every year. Him and his group, we do their thing.
He's a bad boy. I really enjoy it. So besides the downtown, the downtown Bellwood and the cafe, the diner, what else do you have that's
well, if you notice, man, we've been moving, man, for the last 7-8 years. We
well, let me say this: the Bellwood Fest is off the chain.
Oh man, thank you.
Bellwood Fest is off the chain. So
thank you. I appreciate that, man. Because
I enjoyed not having to go downtown.
I heard that, and that was the whole concept of the Taste of Bellwood, because is some people may not know, my family moved to Bellwood in 1969, so I've been here for 55 years. And back then, it wasn't too many people that looked like me living in the community. So I shout out to Maywood, because my parents lived 500 block of 22nd. And I always had to shout out the Deuce every time, because if you don't know about the Deuce, man, you don't know about nothing in the village of Bellwood.
Chicken family.
Hey, man. Tell it again, man.
Big Ma. Hey, now Big Ma.
Yeah. So and ironically, it's interesting that the event that I have to go to when I leave here is with the Jenkins family, because I have a meeting with them tonight. Because we love the Jenkins and Big Ma and their whole family. They also moved to the village of Bellwood in 1969. But shout out to Maywood, because in 1969 the village of Bellwood looked a lot different. So I spent a lot of time in Maywood. I grew up in Maywood because we lived right on 22nd, and Maywood is just walk across the street and you in Maywood.
About the alley,
right to the alley, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you know where my house is, butts up right to the alley. So shout out to Maywood, because that is who groomed me and also made me the man that I am today. So we love to collaborate with the village of Maywood and Broadview as mayors. So we got so many other projects that's going on. As you know, we have a new senior building that's at 25th in Washington, which used to be the old Walgreens that stayed vacant for 10, 12 years. So to do something for our seniors, because our seniors need senior housing. Is the older they get and staying in homes that they can no longer afford or keep the upkeep up, it just wasn't working. So we have brought in new senior housing to our community. We have a brand new Dunkin' Donuts at the corner of 25th in Randolph. And let me tell you this: if y'all don't know by now, QT is off the chain.
Okay.
All right. Quick Trip stays packed. Every time we ride by, we got the lowest gas prices in the state of Illinois, if you let me tell it. Only people that can beat us is other Quick Trips in the state of Illinois. So that was a huge project to get Quick Trip to come to the village of Bellwood. So we just keep on bringing in new projects and new economic development in our community.
Yeah, and I mean, it's evident that you guys are taking things to a different level in the village of Bellwood under your leadership. But you had uh, a man pass you the torch,
Oh yeah.
Pasquale.
Oh yeah.
And Pasquale got an event coming up, I think October the 3rd, some kind of event that he has coming up where some people are going to honor him or whatever the case might be at Gibson's steakhouse. So I'll be in attendance to that. Tell me how did that work? The transfer to
Well, here's what I tell people all the time. Some people don't know that I've been working at the Village of Bellwood. I'm into my 37th year as an employee of the Village of Bellwood. 1988, I started as the first African American firefighter in the Village of Bellwood. In 1996, the first African American fire chief, and in 2010, um, I became a police officer in the Village of Bellwood and the first and the director of public safety. But Mayor Pasquale has worked together since 2001. 16 years. He was a mentor of mine, and we worked together so closely that we knew what we wanted for our community, and he trusted in me to go out and do what was the right thing for our community. So in 2010, when we talked about retiring early in 2010, but then he decided to stay, and in 2016 he decided to retire. And he asked me, he told me he didn't have anyone else he could pass the torch to, and would I be willing to pick up the torch and run with it? And actually I told him no, because I was planning on retiring and very soon and moving south. But as I went home and thought about it, myself, and Pasquale and that administration did some good things for 16 years.
he made you public service director.
Yeah, director of public safety. It was him that put me in that position because he entrusted that I would go to the police department and make changes and make the police department a better department for our community. So when he asked me the second time, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it because I don't want anyone to step into that role and mess up the things that we have and the momentum that we have. So once I did it, we just kept the momentum moving. So shout out to Mayor Pasquale.
Well, that's going to be a beautiful event, and good luck to you and your party on your run. I know that you got another event to attend, and we want to say thank you to everybody. We appreciate you listening to us tonight, and this has been a joy because in this area, Proviso Township area, we're blessed to have four African Americans as mayors, and they work together in collaboration, and it's a beautiful thing to see them all in the same building because what we were asking for, we got. Now we got to learn how to deal with it. We got to learn how to give them time, give them the respect that they deserve, like people gave Burke. And he on his way to jail. He gave Harold Washington hell, but they still voted for him. They still put him in power. And so now we got the brothers and sisters in the game. Let's show them some love. Let's help them make it work. And in the parting shots, how was the Democratic National Convention, man?
Oh man, off the chain, off the chain. I went down there like 2 or 3 days, um, and it was unbelievable actually to have an event in Chicago that was at the magnitude that event was, and to be able to support Kamala Harris. Oh my goodness, it brings us back to the Obama days where we actually, as Black people, have something to look forward to. So shout out to everybody in the DNC that put that event together because it was a tremendous event.
I heard Chris Welch was.
Man, Chris Welch showed out.
I heard he had
up and showed out.
He brought some heroes to the town.
Man.
So, but yeah, man, we really really appreciate you and thank you for accepting the invitation to come out. And I hope everything works out and hope you guys win. So you say the prom for the I mean, not the prom, but the homecoming for your.
So I got a few other little quick announcements, if you allow me to put them out there. All right. So for the Village of Bellwood, we have a Tour Proviso bike ride on October 5th. This will be a fantastic event. It is an event that was started by Maywood, Broadview, and Bellwood during COVID to get our community out into the fresh air and ride bikes and get some exercise. So this is our 5th anniversary of that event. It will be at the Village of Bellwood this year. We're going to be riding starting at about 8 o'clock in the morning. And right now we have nearly 400 participants and bike riders that will be attending in this bike ride. So also on that day, we're going to have a resource fair at the Tour Proviso, and after the resource fair, we're gonna have a food truck festival right on Washington Boulevard. We're gonna close it down just like we do the Taste of Bellwood, and we're gonna have a food truck festival. In conjunction with that is the homecoming for the Spartans. They're gonna have a homecoming parade, and then they're gonna be playing football all day in the same location. So that's gonna be a tremendous event. So come out and show your support. Anybody that wants to ride in the Tour Proviso, you can contact my office for information so we can get that knocked out. Also on October 12th, we're going to have our Hispanic Fair at Roosevelt Middle School. We have to honor our Hispanics that are in our neighborhoods and their culture. We talked about Chris Welch, who is another mentor of mine, and he is the chairman of the Democratic Party of Proviso, which I am the first vice president of that organization. On October 5th, we're going to have I'm going to take that back. On October 12th, we're going to have our monthly meeting, and it will be at the Cement Masons Hall in Bellwood, 700 block of 25th. And Chris is doing a fabulous job as a Speaker of the House, and is somebody that I definitely learn from every day, and I try to keep him very close to me. Lastly, for me, we got to get out and vote. Chris, something that happened to me about 3 weeks ago is still unbelievable to me. I was sitting with an employee at work, and we were talking, 29-year-old black female. And we were talking about the election, who's she going to vote for, Trump or this, right? And she said, well, I don't really care about either one of them because I'm not paying attention to that. And she told me, I've never voted in my 29 years of life. And I just was amazed that we still have people that don't vote.
They're out here.
Right?
They're out here.
We have to get out and vote and support our candidates. And I don't care who you vote for, but exercise that right, because we've had people that have died for this.
Privilege.
Right. We've had women that have been berated and not able to vote. Right. We have to make our vote count. So please, if anybody they can hear my voice, please tell someone how to get out and vote. And nowadays you can register at the same day that you vote. You can come and register. So we will have early voting in the Village of Bellwood in October. Then you can vote for your candidate for presidency. And then we're going to have early voting for the April 1st election, municipal election, which my party, Bellwood First Party, will be running for re-election. And our slogan and campaign slogan is, we're going to continue to build a better Bellwood.
Build a better Bellwood. Well, y'all heard it from the man himself. Mayor Harvey, thank you, man. We appreciate you. And as we say, and as we leave the air right now, we always say, treat people the way you want to be treated and never give up. And Mayor Harvey, you never gave up. You're still doing what you set out to do, and that's very impressive.
All right,
happy for you, big brother.
Thank you. That's love.
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir. What big podcast?